Neal Smith, former NFL defensive lineman, with us here on Radio Row, 101.3 ESPN and 101.3 ESPN.com. Look, a lot of defensive linemen probably think Tom Brady's the guy they want to sack most. Who was the guy that you love to sack most in your time?
Well, you know, it's so funny that you say that. It was my old teammate, John Elway. You know, I played against him, and when I played against him, he brought me and Derek Thomas alike. He brought our, our level of play to our highest level, and we didn't play very good against him. We was going to get ate up. And, you know, I think between me and him, and it might be even me, instead of Derek Thomas, sacked him more in his career than anybody. So it would have to be John Elway.
Who's the hardest guy to bring down ever?
The hardest guy to bring down, quarterback-wise, when I ever played was, man, I played against a lot of people in my career. I ran to Cunningham because he was kind of like a rubber band, man. You know, he was loose, and he was kind of a slippy guy to get away from you. The easiest quarterback, I would have to say, was probably, Jim Kelly, because he always held it and he stood in the pocket, and he would wait for his receiver to get downfield. But the hardest one, it'd probably be, Warren Moon was kind of sort of a big kind of guy. He got rid of the football, so it's a lot of guys who's out there.
Well, you caused a lot of havoc against my Seahawks when they were in the AFC West. I would have to imagine Rick Myers on that list somewhere because everybody tackled him.
Yeah, he was on there. But you actually had a guy named Dave Craig was pretty good too, though. Before his time, and David was one of my teammates in Kansas City. Dave Craig was a hard guy to take down too. I never forget Dave Craig, probably his greatest moment ever. I remember the Seahawks when they came into Kansas City. We was beating them throughout the whole game, all game, and then they had this one Hail Mary play at the end of the game, no seconds left on the clock, and he just launched it up, and one of those type of Brett Favre type of Hail Marys, and they won the football game. That was the first time in my career, and the fans of Kansas City leaving quietly, and nobody, you could hear a pin drop in their place.
Now, everyone says that the way to get to the Patriots is to get to Tom Brady. You've got to pressure him.
Yeah.
But he's the highest-rated quarterback in the league against the blitz. So how important is it for the Falcons to get to Brady with just 3 or 4 down linemen?
Well, that's the Falcons got to figure that out. You know, Falcons got to have a package where if you're going to blitz Tom Brady, everybody knows that Tom Brady don't like it very noisy up the middle. And they've always, you're looking at him, you got to throw him off. You got to get him off his mark. And it's easy said than done, brother, because he find a way to even get by that time if he's really feeling it, if you know the blitz is on. Very dangerous man to try to blitz, but you got to find a way, closing windows and getting into his lane to try to knock balls down, because that helps too. A lot of people don't like to do that. When you get quarterbacks that get rid of football such as that, you got to find ways to knock the football down out the air, defensively, D linemen to put their hands up. And, he like the short game, but he will go deep. It's no way that, you're going to stop him throughout the whole game. Tom Brady's going to get his, and I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. There's no doubt.
How much can Atlanta's defensive front help their secondary? Because their secondary is so young. They're going to need that defensive front to get some pressure to help those guys out, right?
Yeah, I think so. They're going to have to come up with, some way of trying to get to them. They got to win the one-on-ones up front, and, they got to have that great push up the middle. If they don't have that, it'll be a Brady type all-day life. So I think that, that if they don't find that type of way, it will be a long day for them. But I really think that, the Atlanta Falcons, they're gonna have to have a blitz package. You're gonna have to keep the 4 down linemen on there. You might have to send, some blitz from the blind side or something to try to move him in. If once Tom Brady figure it out, it could be a long day for him.
Neal Smith, former NFL defensive lineman, with us here on Radio Row, 101.3 ESPN and 101.3 ESPN.com.